Hi, my name is Davi. I'm a software engineer here at Basis Theory. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can safely collect PII data through your React application. Here I have a project that's already set up using Create React app, the official started from Facebook team, using the TypeScript template. I'm going to add here the Basis Theory React dependency using Yarn, and then I'm starting the application. Okay, it's working. Now, next step, we're going to go to our app TSX, and I'm going to initialize the Basis Theory SDK, calling the use Basis Theory hook. This is used to initialize the SDK and grab instance ready to go. I'm going to use here my API key. And for the initialization options, I'm going to pass elements true, because that way the Basis Theory SDK can dynamically mount the elements script and keep my whole application compliant. Now, BT is the SDK, Basis Theory SDK already initialized. And I'm going to use the Basis Theory provider. Should be here. Yeah. The Basis Theory provider, which uses the React context to share my Basis Theory instance for the whole application. Okay, let's save that. Now, you don't see any impact here because I didn't declare any element. But now I can go ahead and create my registration form. I'm going to remove everything from here that I don't want in my application. I'm going to declare my registration form here. Save that. Let's go to our app here. It says hello, so I know it's working. Now, next step is inside of my registration form, I'm going to call, actually, I'm going to declare here a text element. And every element needs an ID. Since I'm collecting PII data, this is going to be my full name input. I'm going to throw in a placeholder here. Let's call it Jimbo. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to add my social security with placeholder as well. Now for this one, I'm going to use something like this. I don't care about masking now, it's just a placeholder. Let's save that. And we already see our elements here. Cool. Now let's just file this a little bit just to make it easier. I'm gonna add here some max width and also margin. So it's centralized now. And I'm gonna add here a button to submit that. So this button here, I'm gonna call it submit. And the type is written. Okay. You see it here. Okay. Now, next step is we're going to add a tokenization function that's going to be called, let's say, submit. And for this, I need to use my Basis Theory instance this one. But since I don't want to keep passing the properties on, I can just call use basis theory again, this time with no parameters, which means that it will get the basis theory instance. Sorry, it will get the basis theory instance from the context. And for that submit function, since we are working with promises, we're going to call bt.tokenize. And this is a promise as well, so I'm going to wait for that. And here to tokenize it, I'm going to say, okay, my full name is basis theory get element. And this get element will get the underlying instance from these tags that I declared here. So text element, when I call get element, I just get that by their ID, like that. This property name here could be anything else, but I'm just calling it full name. And this one is going to be social security number, just like the input itself. I'm going to throw here a try catch block around it real quick and catch any errors. And I'm going to print that. And I'm going to get the tokens here from the return of that response. And just for this demo, I'm going to alert the tokens. Now I just need to put that up with my button and save it. So let's fill this up with my name and some number. And I submit. Oops, so I got an object. It tokenized, but I need to properly show that, right? So let's stringify it. No formatter here, and then spaces. Save it. Let's submit it again. Here it is. We got our tokens. Now, basis theory elements can be further customized without compromising any of its security. Let's say I want to have a mask to restrict user input for the social security. So I have a SSN mask here that just groups the digits and adds dashes between them. This will restrict the user input and also make sure that they are only typing the right number of characters. I'm going to use that mask. Save it, refresh the page. If I type anything that's not a digit, you can see that it doesn't fill up, but as I type the digits, it also adds the dashes for me. Let's see how the tokenization goes. The payload here has the dashes. So I'm restricting user interaction, but let's say that I don't want these dashes in the payload of my tokenization. So I can go back and add a transform, create a regex here that will grab all of the dashes in my input. And with that, when I save this, go back here, and if I submit it again, let's check that payload. No dashes. Now let's say that the submit button should be disabled while the user is providing this information. So what I can do, I can check if the full name has been typed, checking if it's empty or not. And I can also check based on the mask if the social security is valid. So let's use a couple of states here. I'm going to call this one name empty. I'm going to start it with true because the form is supposed to start empty. And the social security number valid supposed to start with false. So the full name, I can listen to the onChange event. Let's see the flags that I got here. So I got empty, and I'm going to set name empty with that flag. And I can just come here and say valid, or in this case, complete. I'll create a flag here. That should be true either if the full name is empty or if the social security is not valid. I'm going to use it over here, disable, save it. So you can see that the submit button is disabled here. Let's add a name and type social security number. As soon as it's complete, it's enabled. If I delete all of this, it's disabled again. And if I delete any of this, it's disabled. That's it. You can find some more guides and documentation on how to further customize your elements at our website. Thank you.